Hello, excuse me. Welcome to my video. My name is Kathy if you're new here, and happy almost Thanksgiving. Let's put some makeup on and just see where we go. So I got a new makeup product in, not selling makeup. It is Laura Geller Baked Bronze and Brighten multi-purpose bronzer. Okay, so I don't use a bronzer usually. I have used one in the past, but I think I told you last week that I can't get this box open. I've had it open once. Why is it stuck now? Sometimes, even after I put my makeup on, I feel really pale, and I am pale. So let's see what this does. This is very interesting looking. It has two colors of brown and a whitish, maybe cream. No, actually it's two colors of pink, a really light pink, and then a little bit darker pink. And I tried it just on my arm. I just took my big brush and swirled it around and tried it on my arm, and I couldn't see it. So I like this because it's pink, more pink tone than orange tone, because I don't think orange looks good on my skin. But it might be too light. So I used to have some cream that I swirled and put on my face with this big fluffy brush before I put my BB cream on. And I've used it afterwards too. So I think today I'm going to do BB cream and then put some of this on top before I even do blush, and see if it gives me some good color. I'm just grateful to be here today. How about you? I've had some rough days, dysautonomia wise. Today feels much better. I don't intend ever to make a video on and try to post it in the same day. So today's Thursday, and I'm trying really hard to post videos on Thursday once a week. And I always think, oh, I've got 3 days. I've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That seems like a lot of time. And I don't know if I just don't feel the pressure to get it done until Thursday. But I think I pray harder on Thursdays. Like, Lord, how am I going to get a video made? I have had so much dizziness, which I do not today. Thank you, Jesus. So much chest pain. So much ugly hair. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, y'all, I'm done getting my bangs cut this short. Just so you know. If you've been hating them, I'm done with that. I'm going to let them grow. I don't know how much or what style. But anyway, that's not what I was talking about. So anyway, one thing I have done different in the last few days. Well, two things I've done different. I've eaten better. I've eaten about 80% healthy, which is, that's good for me. And I have also started just really consuming the salt. So in times past, I have taken salt capsules, but I really don't like that because it's too much of a punch of salt at one time. By the way, if you don't understand why I'm taking salt, I have dysautonomia. Salt helps. Salt and water help. So I quit taking those, and I found an electrolyte I really liked, and I was drinking a lot of that. I still am, and it was helping, but it's not helping anymore. I don't know why. So I knew I needed more salt. So I only put a half a teaspoon in here this morning. And I just licked my finger and ate some salt. It's much less hard on my system. If I take a capsule, let me wash that down. The capsule has 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt in it. And unless I've eaten a really big meal, sometimes it will hit my stomach hard and start burning. So I just really hate doing that. But anyway, this is working. And I'm just taking my little jar of salt from room to room. Okay, all right, let's try this. And I'm being free doing this because it looks like a lot's coming off, but I didn't see. Okay, I do see some right there. I'm just trying to give myself a little more color before I put my other stuff on. Oh, goodness, you don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this. Okay, hey, I don't know why I didn't see that on my arm, but I see it right there. Do you? And I don't think it's too much. Do you? I did swirl it in there really big, so if it is too much, next time I could do a little bit less. But hey, I think I like that. Just enough. Okay. What's next? A couple of other things I feel like have really helped me lately. One is, I had a friend a long time ago tell me that she just got up and woke up with the Lord. And I thought, oh gosh, how do you do that? Like, how do you even get awake enough to read or anything? And to be honest, I just scooped up a whole pile of that makeup under this fingernail. To be honest, I have never in my 64 years of life been consistent reading my Bible and spending time with the Lord. And I know what kind of difference it makes in my life. So why I don't do it on a regular basis, I don't know. But I'm here to tell you that I have started, it was about maybe 6 weeks ago or so. I'm trying to get that makeup out from under there. Getting out of bed and coming back here, I sit and read my Bible at the same table that I do my makeup at. Just groggy and opening my Bible and waking up with the Lord. And I have never experienced anything like it. It has changed my day. I haven't been perfectly consistent, but I have been more consistent. It's like I just don't do anything else. I mean, I just stop by the bathroom and I bring my drink with me. But I just put my robe on, I leave my pajamas on. And I want you to know it has changed a lot. Even my really hard physical days have not been as hard mentally, I think I would say. I mean, I still have some hard mental and emotional times. Somebody on my video the other day, and I appreciate you so much, I think it was Pamela, but she said, you just seem so bubbly. And I said, I am not bubbly on a regular basis. I do have my moments of being bubbly, but this YouTube video and working toward it and just something to look forward to, it's like it just gives me a little happy escape from the hard season. I mean, the season of not good health. And so that made me so happy. I'm so happy that Look, I can't talk and think of what I'm doing next. I'm so happy that the Lord has given me that bubbly, sometimes fun, sometimes laughing, sometimes silly time. It helps me. I'm so happy it's helping somebody else. Okay. Blush. Blush next. No, let's don't do blush next. I'm gonna do my brows, but then I think last week I did my concealer before I did my blush, and I think I like that better. So let's do some brows. I don't know if I've ever said this on here or not, but I do believe the Lord led me to do this YouTube channel. I don't know all the reasons why. I do know it has helped me, and I'm praying it's helping somebody else. And I also pray, I've prayed multiple times that the Lord would bring the people that He wants to this channel. You know, YouTube's a big old place with a lot of people making videos and a whole lot of people watching all over the world. And I need the Lord to bring the right people He wants me to minister to, and the ones He wants to speak into my life. And a lot of you have already done that with your comments. And it has helped me so much. It has helped me move forward and keep going, because this is not really, it's not an easy journey. And there's a lot of people out there telling you, do this, don't do that on your YouTube channel. And it's really hard not to get caught up into, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, you need to take this training, you need to improve your thumbnails, you need to improve your titles, you need to have a niche. In other words, you just need to focus on one thing. And I can't go there. And so because I can't go there and put that kind of pressure on myself right now, I have often felt like, well, you just don't have any business on here. But that's not true, because if God leads you to something, if it is a ministry, if he leads you to something as a ministry, and anything can be a ministry. You can work at the grocery store and it can be a ministry. You can just smile at people and love on people in that way. But God can use whatever you're doing. You don't have to be standing in a church, in a pulpit preaching or leading the music. You don't have to be a missionary in another country. God can use whatever. You can dig ditches, and He can use that as a ministry. And I really believe that with all my heart. And I got a little sidetracked, so I don't know. Oh, I know where I was going. At first, I had been doing this just a couple of months, and I did one of those online trainings. It was a free thing, and of course, they were trying to get you to, pay for some more training, and it was a good training, but it was like a 5-day. It was Monday through Friday. There was an online teaching class, whatever. It was live, and I did that, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, and this channel began to feel extremely heavy. Like all these do this, don't do that. And so I still have that material from that thing, and I think I can still go back and watch it. But I stuck it in the closet, the material I had printed out for it. And I was like, Lord, I know that this is good training. And maybe one day you'll lead me to do that again, because it was good training. But the pressure I felt from doing that, and I'm like, wait a minute now. Um, am I getting too dark here? I'm like, wait a minute, this is, why did I start this? I started this because I needed an outlet to meet people. I mean, I honestly, you're sort of like a counselor to me. And I appreciate you being here because I've done a lot of counseling throughout my life. And I've always said that I've been to some really good counselors over the years, but I've always said that to hear myself tell what's going on with me, I usually answer my own questions. And I mean, they have input, but they also know what kind of questions to ask you to get you talking in the right direction. And so, thanks for being here. Thanks for being my counselor. Please don't send me your bill because I can't pay it. There would be too many bills coming in here. But that's why I started. I needed an outlet, and I knew that somebody else could relate. You might not be going through the exact same things that I am, but you can relate with your situation. And so I do pray specifically the Lord would use this as a ministry to touch people, and it is also helping me so much. Okay. I didn't mean to go into all that, and I don't even know if I finished, but okay. Last week, let's talk about only doing makeup once a week. I have something to say about that today to myself. But last week, which is the last time I put makeup on here, the last time I put makeup on, period. I did this pink concealer on the bottom, and then I did a little bit of this brightening one on top, and I think I liked it better. So, let's try that again. But let's talk about not feeling good and putting your makeup on. Yesterday, I ran across this lady on Instagram. I was drawn to, there's just all kinds of people in your feed. I was drawn to her because she had some beautiful knitting that she was doing. And so I went to her page and I scrolled a little bit and I read a post she had done recently about all her health problems or some of her health problems, what she was going through. And first of all, I'm attracted to that picture because she looks so cute. She's maybe a little younger than me. Her face was fixed. She looked really cute, and she had some beautiful yarn. I don't remember if it's the one she's holding yarn or she was holding a project she was working on. Anyway, I was attracted to it. And so I just messaged her and I said, I just ran across your page, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but basically I said, I'm so inspired by you showing up because I had read all the things she's going through, and she's in a lot of pain. And the other thing about her picture, by the way, is she was laying down. She was laying flat. You could tell in the picture, you could just see her face, but you could tell she was laying down. And still, her face is fixed and she's knitting. Like, what? And I was so inspired. Anyway, I just told her, I said, I'm so inspired. I said, it is a really big deal that you are showing up, that you're putting your makeup on and you're knitting. And we had a few little back and forth conversation. It was so sweet. But here's what she said, and I wrote it down because I needed this. She said, she does her makeup. She said, to help me feel better than I feel. And I'm like, I mean, does that strike you? I know that makeup makes me feel better. I know that making a YouTube makes me feel better. But I'm like, that just blew me away, because I often say I don't feel like putting makeup on. And why would I anyway? Because I'm not going anywhere and nobody's coming over here and blah, blah, blah. But, oh my goodness, to help me feel better than I feel. I'm not going to soon forget that. I think I needed that little encouragement. Okay. Blush. Okay, what are you thinking about this? Is that turning a little too brown? I do think I have, that's the new stuff. I do think I have made my face a little bit darker than my neck. And I can bring it down a little bit. I don't like makeup all the way down on my neck. I know you probably should. You don't want a line right here. But I'll bring it down just a little bit. I mean, we'll see. I don't know what the end product is. This is the first time I've used it, besides on my arm. Okay. Now let's do some blush. And this is the same brush I've been using for blush. I need a new blush brush because this one's really more like a powder brush. But I use it because it's the fluffiest, lightest, you know, it doesn't pick up a ton of product. Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Now, I know that I could just get a darker foundation, BB cream, whatever. But I don't want that. And I might have overdone this, but you can have more control with this. You can just put it where you want it, you know? And I'm gonna put a little blush right here. Yes, I am. Oh, I hate the way that, see, I try to make this PC and wispy and whatever, but it don't work. And look, you see this right here? I have a intense receding hairline on this side. I do on the other side too, but it's not that intense. So I try to pull this forward and pull this over. Anyway, I gotta have some longer bangs. Yes, I do. Okay. What's next? I don't know. Powder. That's what's next. Happy almost Thanksgiving. What are your plans? My only plan was to try to get out of having it here. And it's working out really good. My son has a new house and it's big. And so we're going to his house. And he said, so I asked my daughter-in-law, I said, you're having it at your house, but do you want to pull the menu together or do you want me to? And she said, you do that. And I said, okay, you know, see what everybody wants to bring. So last year, I think I said, when I sent out a text, there's not that many of us. It's one son and my daughter and their kids and spouses and us. And probably a boyfriend. But last year I said, I planned out what I thought we should have, which I cooked most of it last year. I say me and Mark and Melanie did. And so I sent out a text after I'd already planned what I thought we should have. And I said, what are your must-haves? Well, that's a mistake because I still wanted what I had planned. And now I needed to add what everybody else told me they wanted. So this year, I sent out a text and I said, what are your must-haves for Thanksgiving dinner, and are you willing to make it? It's like, so I sent that to my daughter. I was like, is this okay to send out? Is this too rude? And she's like, no, that's not rude. So anyway, my son comes back that we're going to his house, and he said, how about steaks? And I said, it works for me. I don't know if he expected me to balk at that. I don't care what we eat. I don't care what day we get together, which we're not getting together on Thursday. We're getting together on Friday. I don't care what day we get together. I don't care what we eat. I just want to be together. And listen, they may never have it again. I hope they do. But this is their first year hosting. And they have a 3 and a 6-year-old at home. So that's not going to be easy. It's not easy for anybody. It's a lot of work. And even if you spread the food out, it feels like to me that the work just multiplies. Like, you got to get your house ready. You got to figure out where you're putting everybody to sit. You got to plan the menu, buy the groceries, decide, are you using real plates? Are you using paper plates? And get all that. And if you're going to decorate, are you going to use a tablecloth? And I mean, I'm a detail person, and it's like the details never end for me when I'm hosting. But now they may not be like that. Maybe they're not as crazy as me in thinking all that stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I was like, it works for me. And then I said, who's paying? And my daughter chimed in on the text, and she said, we can all pay for our own or bring our own. And Josh was going to grill them. I was like, works for me. So I don't know if he threw that out there thinking we were going to balk at it, but we did not. We were like, we're coming to your house. We'll have whatever you want. Well, you want to grill steaks? We're having steaks. So what we're actually ended up doing is having a lot of the Thanksgiving sides, which are my favorites anyway. I could do without turkey at Thanksgiving or ham, either one. We always end up having ham and turkey. And last year, I noticed that there was a lot more of the ham eaten than the turkey. So, and turkeys are a lot of trouble. Anyway, so we're having steaks, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, a broccoli salad, a pecan pie, some homemade rolls. I mean, I won't be able to eat a whole steak and eat all that, but anyway, I'm excited. I love to have my kids together. My son from Texas and his family won't be here, and I love it when everybody's here, but I just love to get together with my kids. And Thanksgiving is a fun holiday to me. The food is a lot of work, and if you host, it's a lot of work, but it's not as stressful to me as Christmas can be. Christmas is really stressful to me. I hate that it is. I don't know if it's a lot of things, and I know that a lot of you feel that too. It feels like pressure, and some of it the world or your family put on you, but most of it for me, I put that pressure on myself. And I hate that I do that, but I do. And then it's like, how much am I spending? Where's that coming from? What does everybody want? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I think Thanksgiving is fun. Okay, that's not much. I might need a little more, and I think I'm going to get a brush and do that. By the way, I'm using this cream eyeshadow. Cream eyeshadow. Whew, I'm making myself out of breath running my mouth. But my daughter called yesterday when she got off work. And I had just dozed off taking a nap because I was not feeling well. And she's like, oh, I can let you go. And I said, no. And she said, well, if you need to sleep. And I said, listen, I hadn't talked to anybody all day. I can sleep anytime. And she's like, oh, okay. So, yeah. So, thanks for listening to me run my mouth. Okay, how we looking? Last week when I watched my video back, when I was on here, I said, oh, I don't remember which side it was. I was like, oh, this side needs more of whatever kind of eyeshadow I was using. And when I was watching that back, I was like, oh my goodness, that's not the eye that needed more. The other one did. The other one did. I don't know if it's these lights in here or just my eyes or what. But, okay, let's clean that brush off. I just cleaned my brush on a paper towel. And that had a lot on it. Okay, what's next? How about eyeshadow under my eye? Anyway, I don't know if I finished what I was talking about with YouTube, but I was like, this is my channel. I don't have a niche. I do the best I can with a thumbnail and a title, and sometimes I do better than other times. And it's healing for me. And I just decided that I was not going to listen to all the professionals or teachers or gurus or people that had 1 million followers or whatever their credentials are. That I was just going to have to do me. And, you know, I'm okay if you don't like it here. Everybody's not going to like it here. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, I gotta go back and put a little bit of something right here. That'll do. Okay. More blush. You know I'm going to put some more blush. I really liked the lipstick combination I used last week, but I thought I was going to use it again, but I might not. I cover up my bald spot. It won't cover. Okay. I'm gonna do, oh, it's not time for lipstick. Are you telling me what it's time for? It's time for mascara. I bet you were telling me, but I couldn't hear you. Okay, let's curl. I am supposed to be getting an a enlargement on my laundry room and building a pantry in it as well. And they still haven't come. They have kept putting us off because, you know, something came up. They had unforeseen problems on other jobs, and I get it. I know that is the name of the game, but it has been a little frustrating. And so I'm really glad that I ended up not having Thanksgiving here, because they're coming. Well, this wouldn't have mattered. Anyway, they're coming the Monday after Thanksgiving to start. And they texted the other day and asked if that would be okay. And I said, well, how long is it going to take you? Which I know that's a loaded question when somebody's doing remodels, construction, that kind of thing. And they said 3 weeks. And I'm assuming that they have built some extra time in there just in case, you know, something does go crazy. But anyway, I'm really excited that they're coming. So it'll be all the way up to Christmas, but I don't do as much as far as my kids will come here for Christmas, but I don't do as much as far as food as I do at Thanksgiving. I just make like we used to have steaks. We used to have steaks and shrimp cocktail for our kids at Christmas, but I stopped because I like my steak hot right off the grill, and it's hard to get everybody's steak done at the same time to the doneness that everybody wants. And it just felt overwhelming, and then we end up eating cold steaks. And also, we end up eating appetizers first, and nobody's extremely hungry for a steak. So, we quit doing that. But I probably will do like a casserole, like pasta, like a baked spaghetti, or a baked chicken spaghetti, or a penne baked deal. I have some recipes that I love for all those things, and you can make it the day before and then just put it in the oven, and then have a side. And honestly, I don't love appetizers at Thanksgiving, but I do Christmas. Is that what you do? Does that seem normal? Okay, am I even enough? But I love appetizers at Christmas. So, anyway, so that remodel will go right up to Christmas, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't think my kids care either. And then right after Christmas, I'm supposed to get a bathroom redone. And thank goodness we already split those up. Okay. I have talked so much that I don't know what I'm doing. Every time I stop one thing, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Okay. A little bit of lip liner, because I want to. Okay. What should I do? I think I'm going to do this. I haven't used this in a while. This is called, what is this called? Let me look and see. I don't remember. I want to say black cherry. Yeah, black cherry. And it looks scary, but it's not. It's sort of a really pretty plum. And it's sort of like a gloss, but if I put enough on it to be glossy, it's darker than I want. So I just put a little. But I do feel like I need a little bit of shine. Gosh, it turned out really dark, didn't it? Okay. Alrighty, I've calmed down. I think must have run out of stuff to say. I don't know. But thank you for being here and letting me run my mouth. And I love it when you come in. I've just had some, it feels like great connections through some of my comments. And that is so fun to me. By the way, I got this rolled up twice and it's still super big. This is a new long sleeve t-shirt. And can you tell me why that when they make shirts for fat people, they make them 10 feet tall? Or they think your arms are 6 feet long. I don't know. Anyway, it's all cotton. I'm going to wash it and see if it shrinks up just a little bit. So what was I saying? I love it when you come in. I love the connection we're making. I'll tell you one thing, and you don't have to do this, but I'll just tell you. You know, some of your YouTube address, I guess that's what it is, don't have your name in it. And sometimes I feel like we have great conversation in there, but I feel a little bit funny because I don't know your name. And you know mine. So if you want to, when you comment to me, say, hey, this is Kathy, this is whoever. Some of you, I can tell what your name is, or I think I can. Like, it might be your full name, and you might not go by that. Or a lot of them just don't have any name in them that I can tell. So, if you so choose, tell me your name. That just makes it feel like even a deeper connection. Thank you for being here. And I will plan to have a video next Thursday, even though that's Thanksgiving, and I just need to get moving on it and get it ready. Although we're not having Thanksgiving dinner, so I got Thursday to work on it if I need to. I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you next week.